Good morning. Thank everyone for attending today, all of our elected officials from the Senate and from the House. We appreciate you all being here and sponsor of this bill. Supporting this bill is sponsored by Representative Boyd and Senator Pitch. My name is Ryan Norris. I'm the State Director for Americans for Prosperity Arkansas, and we would like to first start off by recognizing that this is a collaboration. A coalition has been put together to take this idea from just an idea and a concept, and actually now we have bill text that will help thousands of Arkansans. Some of the folks I would like to recognize, of course, on the front side is Right on Crime. Greg Glod with Right on Crime was very helpful. The Central Arkansas Reentry Coalition was very helpful. Restore Hope, Mr. Paul Chapman is here. Decarcerate, Zachary Crow, who was not able to be here but was very helpful in this bill. Cut 50 with Ms. Ruby Welch. Arkansas Community Dispute Resolution Centers, Ms. Angela Tolbert, and the Exodus Project, Mr. Paul Stevens. Many of them are represented here today and also here in person. Many times people ask, why is Americans for Prosperity, whose tradition dealt in only economic issues, interested about criminal justice? Well, the reason is that we believe in human dignity, we believe in equal rights for all, and we would like to see an effective criminal justice system that protects and enhances the public safety, respects human dignity, restores victims, and removes barriers to opportunity for people with criminal records, and ensures equal justice under the law. And today, this bill, House Bill 1540, does such a thing. It removes a barrier, removes a stigma, and creates a milestone for individuals who have been justice involved. So the reason this is so important is that 77 million Americans, or 1 in 3, have a criminal record. And many of these individuals will lack the finances, will lack the knowledge on going about sealing that criminal record. This bill would allow for an opportunity for them to have eligible convictions and charges sealed automatically if they are found eligible. And then when people with criminal records are able to have those sealed and able to find jobs, they create not just jobs but careers and employment. They invest in their communities, and they feel that they have paid their debt finally to society. And they have. They just haven't been able to work the process as it currently stands. This bill solves for that. It helps to remove these barriers. So without further ado, I would like to welcome to the microphone Representative Boyd, and then to be followed by Senator Pitch.
Thank you. First of all, thank you to Americans for Prosperity and all the organizations and individuals who have come here to support this today. House Bill 1540. This bill seeks to automatically seal certain criminal records after an individual has paid his or her debt to society and has lived his or her life without further criminal activity for a period of 5 years. Pope Benedict XVI said, "One who has hope lives differently." This bill is a step to give individuals hope that once he or she pays his or her debt to society, there can be some semblance of normalcy, an ability to enter the workforce and provide for himself, herself, and the family. This is smarter justice and an important step to break generational poverty. It is the fiscally responsible thing to do and the compassionate thing to do. Thank you.
I want to start by saying thank you to Ryan and the efforts of all the coalition that are here putting this together. We live in a world where criminal justice reform is something that's almost unanimous when we talk to most folks, but yet we don't know how to do that. We don't want to go past the line, the threshold of being too much reform. They have found an equal barrier in this bill, HB 1540, in my opinion. What this does is it keeps people with their dignity. It allows them to go master of their own path, to go down the path towards a productive citizen in our society. And when we have made mistakes in our life in the past, all of us seek forgiveness. And that's what we're talking about right here. As society, if someone has done their time, served their retribution, their whatever you want to call it, their term, and they're ready to go make a better life for themselves and their family, this bill allows for that. And I thank the people. I see Paul Chapman over here. He's from our neighborhood, neck of the woods. All across the state, they've come together to produce this good bill, which will change Arkansas in the future of Arkansas. So thank you to those folks.
Next to the podium, I'd like to introduce Denise Chai to speak on behalf of our coalition partner, Decarcerate.
Thank you. I'm here today as a representative of Decarcerate, a statewide coalition to end mass incarceration in Arkansas through community education, smart legislation, advocacy, and activism. As an organization, Decarcerate works with and on behalf of formerly incarcerated persons and their families. Time and again, we witnessed lives negatively affected, not only by incarceration, but the systemic injustices faced upon release from prison. We seek a system that is fair and just for all, a place where all Arkansans have the opportunity to thrive and live their best lives. Arkansas has a long way to go to make this dream a reality. Far too often, our state does not properly prepare or support returning citizens as they seek to reintegrate into society. We believe that House Bill 1540 is an important step in alleviating the burdens that formerly incarcerated persons are forced to bear, and for that reason, Decarcerate is proud to support it. Through expungement, Arkansas can begin to reverse the harm imposed on persons with a criminal history, making it easier for them to find employment, secure housing, receive public benefits, secure student loans, and navigate a variety of other challenges inherent in the reentry process, in turn positively affecting the community at large and reducing recidivism. We're thankful for the work of Representative Boyd and Senator Pitch and the diverse coalition of support that is formed around this legislation. Today, we call on our elected officials and all present to support these reform efforts.
Next to the podium, I'd like to introduce Ms. Lita Anthony with the Central Arkansas Reentry Coalition.
Good morning. I speak to you on behalf of the collaborative organizations that form the Central Arkansas Reentry Coalition. We are one of the oldest coalitions in the state of Arkansas. And we are celebrating today as this bill, House Bill 1540, is being introduced. For the last 3 years, we have worked hard to make a one-stop for those individuals looking for a new way of life. This bill really is serious business in dealing with second chance and making our neighborhoods safer. It's a real step in the right direction. It passes just conversation about safe communities and second chance, but it offers that. It offers a person an opportunity to real basics, better opportunities at housing, better opportunities at finding jobs, because that stigma is removed from them. Sometimes the stigma is out there that people don't really want this help, and that's not true. Over the last 3 years, we've offered services in what we call rights after wrongs. This year, we saw more than 750 people from around the state who came to get the services that they needed to make that second chance in their life a reality. Most of the folks who came to see us were people who were looking for opportunities to get their records expunged. Getting records expunged is not always clear to that person who is seeking that service. It's become a cumbersome ordeal for people to actually get their fingers and their hands on the right access to get that need met. And from county to county, we found people who came into the city of Little Rock for that one day to sit down with attorneys that would help them to navigate that process. As part of the strategic plan for Central Arkansas Reentry Coalition, we know that education, navigation, and awareness is the way to go. This bill helps us in doing our work. We're grateful to those who have stepped forward to say it's time in the state of Arkansas. Thank you.
Next, we would like to invite Ms. Mallory Goff. She's the Academy Coordinator for the Exodus Project, and this bill will be significant to her. And many of the ladies that are behind me, they will be able to resonate with what she's about to tell us.
Good morning. When Ryan asked me to speak, I thought, oh goodness. But then as I look behind me and I see all the women and the men that I work with daily that I'm speaking on behalf of, I couldn't pass it up. So I've struggled with addiction for most of my life. Seeing me grow up as a child and as a teenager, nothing about my past would have ever made anyone think, oh, she's going to be a drug addict, or she'll deal with incarceration in her life. I come from a good family. I was raised in private school, and I had a lot of good resources and love as I was growing up. I tell you all that to tell you this and show you that addiction and incarceration doesn't matter where you come from. It can happen to anyone. I've worked very hard the past 3 years to make my wrongs right and to pay back the debt to society. since I've been released and gotten my life straight, I've gotten married. I've got full custody of my children back. I have sustained a job for 3 years, and it's not just a job, it's an I'm employed through the Exodus Project, and I get to help so many people. Some of them are actually here today. I get to help them find a new life and be able to move forward and get their kids back. The passing of this bill would help us so much, but not only would it help us, it will also help our children. To be able to explain to my kids, Mommy made mistakes, Mommy was held accountable, Mommy was took responsibility for it, and now it's been given back to her, and the debt to society has been forgiven. I thank you so much for having me here today, and one thing I want everyone to understand is I have a good story, and I've been very successful since I've been home, but I'm not the only one. There's so many just like me in the community that are leaders and paving the way for others to come behind us, and so many of us standing right here would be so positively influenced and impacted by this bill being passed. So thank you so much.
So as you can see, this bill not only is about statistics, but it's about the lives of real people. Standing with me today are some of our very close friends from the Phoenix House. These ladies, some of them have only been back in society for a few weeks, sometimes a few days, and they are very heartened by what is being done here, because this has come out of conversations that I've had with them, that things that they need in their life. So again, this is proof, this bill is proof that coalitions of individuals from across political spectrums, from different socioeconomics, from different geographic locations, can come together around good legislation and actually make a difference. Americans for Prosperity is committed to helping our state remove barriers from people's lives that keep them from living their full potential. And we're going to be here for the long haul, and we're happy to join forces with all of our friends from across this state in doing so. And again, we appreciate the work done by Representative Boyd and Senator Fitch on this bill, and we look forward to the good that it will do once it is passed.